Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lucy's Science Library. It's another episode of Strange Stuff Sundays, changing up the background a little bit just so it doesn't get too stale. And we got a real interesting book on deck. This is a book that I'm classifying as a Strange Stuff Sunday instead of just a regular book review, because I've truly read nothing like it. And that book is All Tomorrows by Nemo Ramjet. Before we get too in-depth talking about this book, there are a couple things I'd like to say. A, there have been other YouTubers who've talked about this and included it in several of their videos, and they're fantastic. I'm going to link a few below. That's actually how I found out about it in the first place. And B, the author himself has a YouTube channel. His real name is C.M. Kozman, but for the sake of this book, he goes by Nemo Ramjet. I highly encourage you to check out his website and his YouTube channel, because they're both on par weirdness level with this book. And on to the review. Now I'm going to talk about this book very differently than the way I talk about most books, because it is really hard to talk about this without spoiling it, but at the same time, just based on the way it's written, the spoilers don't even matter that much in the grand scheme of things, and we'll get into the why of that. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like spoilers, or you didn't want to click on this video to hear me talk about major plot points, go ahead and click off. Go to C.M. Kozman's website. The entire book is up there for free. That's actually how I got my copy. I just printed it out from the PDF. And check it out if you're into really imaginative stuff and if you're into really non-traditional writing styles and cool art. Okay, you've been warned. All Tomorrows literally reads like a history book from the future. It follows mankind's progression from the near future and space colonization to thousands and even millions of years from now, and everything in between, all their trials and tribulations, and a lot of in-depth detail about the many histories going on in this book. The book starts after a catastrophic war between Mars and Earth, where humankind is almost wiped out. However, the survivors bioengineer themselves into a race known as the Star People, who are bent on exploring the galaxy and figuring out the secrets of the universe. Unfortunately for the Star People, they run into an ancient race of aliens that predates even them by 1 billion years. This race is known as the Q, and they view themselves as the original gods of the universe, and they don't take too kindly to humans coming onto their territory. The Q are masters of bio and nanotechnology, and they end up fighting a war with the humans, which they win, but they don't wipe the humans out. They instead see it fit to punish them by taking their genomes and DNA and turning humans into all sorts of monsters and different types of species across the planets that they live on. From there, the bulk of the book spends time following each of these different subspecies of humans that are the result of the Q's tampering, and their histories and how they reprogress into a civilized society. Alright, interesting premise. So what do I think about the book? It is quite possibly one of the most unique books that I've ever read. I've read a couple speculative fiction and speculative zoology type books, but nothing crosses the line of weird and cosmic quite like All Tomorrows does. The thing I love about this book is that it's not trying to be anything more than it is. From my description and from the illustrations, it literally just is a history book from the future. It's as if the author just sat down one day, made up a future that he wanted to create, and illustrated it from there and released it. And to me, that makes this book special. Fans of books with more traditional narratives and plot lines and hard structures and rules probably won't like this one as much as I did. But to me, this makes it all the more special. I don't get to read a lot of books like this in the first place, and much less books that are so unhinged and willing to explore different ideas. This is seriously some imaginative stuff, and I can't recommend it enough if you're trying to read something completely different than you've ever read in your entire life. Again, there are plenty of YouTubers and different videos that have talked about this book at a way greater length than I have, and they're all great. I'm going to link a few of those down below, as well as the author's channel. But for myself, part of the fun of this book to me is the idea that the author just sat down one day, wanted to create a universe, and then he did it. And then aside from just doing it, he creates all these beautiful illustrations to accompany them. That to me is more fun than any hidden deeper meaning or subtext, although I'm sure it's there. For me, the best part about this book is the sheer, just unhinged imagination of it. And I don't read that many books that indulge themselves in the way that this one does, so it's truly something special. Okay, guys, another quick Strange Stuff Sundays in the bag. Let me know if you like this new background and me soft flexing all these books here. If you've been on the channel for a while, you already know what's coming. There's a cute bunny video at the end, and thanks for watching.
Hi, Lucy.